The lady put up my bra, exposed me, and that male officer started to thump and stomp me on my breast continuously, and I was just wailing in pain and crying for help. He pulled out his private part, shook it on my face, and said, "How many times will you take it that you will shut up?" Ma'am, as you just brought out about my background from the military, ma'am, I have been raised in camps. They are really, cut off from the main state. So from the very childhood, we are survivors. My voice is my identity and the pride. And leaving beside my background from the army, I'm a lawyer now. I'm a lawyer first. And that is what my training is. That is what my practice was. Fight for the wrong, whatever the cost may be. And right now, the cost the nation, everyone has put it. It's just my character. I was anyway laying down naked in that PS. So I don't think I have much more to lose.
The whole country has been looking at the horror of what has unfolded in Odisha. And joining us now is Ankita Pradhan. She is going to, for the first time perhaps, narrate exactly what happened, what she went through, what she's feeling like, and what she's planning to do next. Now, Ankita is, of course, the fiancée of a serving army officer, but she's also a lawyer and the daughter of an army officer. Ankita, thank you for agreeing to talk to me. I know it's a very difficult and traumatic time for you, so I really appreciate your decision to come forward and talk. I want you to start at the very beginning. The fact is that you and your partner, you were out for the evening, and the problem begins when you run into a group of miscreants on the road. This is where this whole saga, your whole traumatic experience starts. Can you tell us what happened from beginning to end in your own words?
Right, ma'am. So, ma'am, on the evening of 14th, I own a restaurant here in Bhubaneswar, which is just about 1 month old. And after debriefing my staff, it was Saturday to catch up with my friends. We had plans because earlier that night we had attended a comedy show by Upamanyu. And after coming from there, our friends had already planned to catch up in a pub. And so after I debriefed all my staff, and it was already late at night. It was 11:30, over 11:30. And then me and Gurvansh both went to that pub. We enjoyed ourselves like any individual does in a pub. Nothing great about it, nothing different, very usual. And then when we started back for home from there, that is when at on my way to my home, that is when there were these three vehicles, three four-wheelers, from which 10 to 12 men, just men, came out and started to shoot on our cars and bang them, and to really insinuate and instigate Gurvansh to get out of the car, which he did. And
Who were
after
these men? Who were these men, and why did they stop your car? Why did they surround your car? Do you have any idea today?
I have absolutely no idea till today. I have no answer for this. That who they are, their identity, I do not know. I do not know them from before, and I still do not know them. And as to their intention, as to why did what they did, that also is this. I mean, I do not know about it. I cannot answer for them. Why did they do what they did? They were seeming under the intoxication, under the influence, and just simple act by these youngsters that they do road blockage and just trying to hoot around, ma'am. I wouldn't know what was their intention clearly. However, their actions, what they did, made Gurvansh get out of the car. And within a few minutes, there was pushing around that I saw. Until that time, even I know my rights and not to act like a fool, to go and engage into anybody like that. I'm no fool. I was sitting in the car. But of course, when I saw that he was being pushed around, I exited the car to just try my luck that I'm a woman. Maybe looking at me, maybe seeing me come out, they will have some sense of grace and let us go. Let us just go our way, we were anyway doing. That is the usual road which I anyway take every day back from my restaurant to my home. So I saw no threat over there. But however, I was really proven wrong when I got out of the car. They started pushing me around too. And that is when I raised my voice. My voice is so because of the environment that I have been raised with. We watch no wrong. And also, after completing my law degree, I know my rights. And as a practicing lawyer, my voice is all that I have. My voice is my identity. So I told them also that whatever you're doing is not right. And now, as a female, I'm outside. Then they started threatening me over just some political names and trying to tell me that what are you trying to, who do you think you are? And amongst all this scuffle, as soon as me and Gurvansh found any time, we got into the car and just wanted to get away from that place. And we started driving back to our home. From that particular place of incident, my home is 10 to 15 minutes on the clock and maybe 7 kilometers by distance. So while we were driving back, Purvanch suggested that just across is Bharatpur police station. While we are already out, let's just go and file an FIR because the road that follows to my home is uh, is is very dark. There is not much light, and nobody is present there at that time. So then we forward went to Bharatpur police station with the entire sense and our right that we will now lodge an FIR and we are then good to go to our home. But the situation was not so today, we all know. When we entered the Bharatpur police station, there was one male sitting at the reception. And upon telling him that so and so the incident has occurred with us, and we are worried about our safety going back home, so can you please write down a complaint against them? He did not show any interest. Then I, being a female, I insisted that if there was a female officer who I can speak with. So then there was a lady who came in her nightie. She was not dressed in her uniform. So I asked her whether she was on duty or not. She said she was. Then I explained her the situation again, that whatever incident occurred with us, kindly please let us write the complaint. She said, अगर आपको इतना प्रॉब्लम है आप जाके मेडिकल करवा लो. तो आई सेड मैम कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है, एक सिंपल एफआईआर लिखवानी है एंड मेडिकल का यहाँ कोई बात है ही नहीं. That is another story altogether. I don't know why should there be any medical. Thereafter, she was still not taking my complaint, still not giving me any paper or pen to write down my complaint. Thereafter, she insisted that there will be there will be a police van which will be coming the patrol vehicle, out of which another senior officials will come, who probably will help us and listen to us. They also came by in some time. However, they also showed no interest. There were male officers that came by, so Gurvansh started to have a talk with them that such and such, occurrences happened. Please take down our complaint. They were not taking down the complaint again. That is when I took Gurvansh's phone and started making a video with the intention, that was my intention, to further have evidence that I went with this intention to write a simple FIR and it was not taken down. So as soon as I started making that videos, I could see on their faces that they were pretty enraged and they were not liking what I'm doing. But I was not afraid because, of course, I thought that I was in a police station. There is no other safer place than this. Thereafter, when I started recording them, one of the officials took out their phones. They started recording me and calling me out that I am the one misbehaving. I am the one not behaving in my decorum. And I explained to them that the only reason that my voice is rising or I am showing any discontent is because they are not doing their duty. Again and again, telling them that this is what you're supposed to do for a citizen. This police station is made out of taxpayers' money. That is who I am. And why would you not write my complaint? What is the reason behind it? And amidst all of this, all that I know, Gurvansh is just flung across, stripped down, all his belongings are taken by the police in custody, and he's thrown in a cell. I feel even more enraged. And like, what is happening here? Why would you put him in the cell? He is an army personnel. It's not even within your rights to put him behind the cell. What is the reason? Where is the warrant? That is when I directly one-on-one started conversing with the SI. That, sir, can I please have a warrant? Now leave behind the FIR that I came for. Right now, I am his representative lawyer. May I have his warrant? He just remained stunned as a statue, did not answer me one bit, did not entertain me one bit. I kept on repeating these three questions. Why is he behind bar? Where is his warrant? What has he done? That is when even Gurvansh revealed his identity, that please check my iCard, which you have just taken into your own custody. Please cross-check that we are coming up with no lies. I am a serving Indian Army officer. You cannot do this. He did verify and check his ID card, verified his name, verified his facial photo.
Mhm.
Even then, no such action. He remained inside, and that SI walks across the entire corridor of the police station and locks himself in a room. Which in the video, I think everybody has seen that I am knocking a door vehemently because there was an urgent thing required. Gurvansh kept asking me, call the SI. I was trying to call him. A simple thing could have been done is just heard me, but they did not. They locked themselves up. And when I went again back to Gurvansh to tell him that I still have my phone inside the car, I'll go and get it for you, get help, because that was the time I already knew that I or him are not safe here. There is just something really extremely criminal and illegal going on over here. Otherwise, why would anybody do such an activity after they have even verified his ID card? So I go inside my vehicle, lock myself up, charge my phone up to maybe 3 or 4%, bare minimum that was possible, and I secretly slipped it inside the cell to Gurvansh that start making calls. Watching this, I was pulled by my hair back and flung into the reception by a female officer and then thrashed and beaten. Then I asked them again, why are you doing this? What have I done? What have I done? Why are you treating me in this manner? And in this local language, in Odia, they were abusing me repetitively, calling me names, and not very good parliamentary language were they using for me. And that is when I told them, ma'am, you are a lady, you are in uniform, why would you such an act? And on this continuous act of me telling them what to do and they are not doing, they are not on the right direction, I was beaten even more. That is when a tooth out of my mouth fell out, which they disposed of, and my nose was continuously bleeding. Three females pinned me down, holding my hair, dragging me to a room. I kept on struggling, revolting through the corridors, trying to hold on to walls, trying to just hold on to their hands, ankle, whatever I could see, to just struggle my way out because I knew that I'm just going to be thrashed even more. I don't know, I'll probably break bones, and I don't want any permanent damage to me. And that is when a female officer came at my neck, started to choke me down, and then I bit her to escape her. I told her that please don't do it. And then she tied me with my own jacket. My hands were tied behind with my own jacket, and one of the female officers' scarf was used to tie my legs, and I was thrown in the room and locked. And after a while, the SI I was previously talking to, who put Gurvansh into the cell, he came in. One lady came in. The lady put up my bra, exposed me, and that male officer started to thump and stomp me on my breast continuously. And I was just wailing in pain and crying for help, continuously screaming for more than 20 minutes. Then they exited. I was lying down crying again over there. Then after a while, maybe 30 odd minutes, the SI came, and watching a new face, I again told him the entire predicament that I'm going through. I told them what happened. He just had a good laugh, and he told me, what will it take for you to stop, while he was pulling up his shirt and pulling down his pants. And one of the ladies pulled down my pants. And in that disgrace, I had just pushed my face down on the floor. He pulled out his private part, shook it on my face, and said, how many times will you take it that you will shut up? And then he just left the room. And that time the room was not locked. I was just crying there, praying that I hope it doesn't go further than this. I cannot take this. And maybe in another 10 odd minutes, I saw Gurvansh there at the door, and I told him, please untie me. And then he took me. We both went and sat again at the reception where we were sitting initially 4 hours back. I told him the entire situation. I pointed out at the IIC's shirt that there are my blood stains on him. So there is no way that he's going to say that he did not do what he did. He was closely there present with me doing what he did, as I said. And there was another female officer who had my blood stains on her uniform. Upon telling all of this, Gurvansh then went inside the IIC's office where now an ACP was seated. He was there. He was there with him for some time, and thereafter I was just sitting there alone, crying, not trying to really evaluate the entire night and situation that what really happened. I just came here to give an FIR. what has gone down? Why did this happen to me? What have I done? I didn't come with any arms or ammunition. I was no threat to them. Why was I beaten up like that? Why was I treated like a terrorist? Why was I sexually assaulted and molested? All these questions were just spiraling down my head continuously. That is when Gurvansh came out, and I told him that I don't feel well with immediate medical assistance is what I need. My heart palpitations were high. I was facing extreme nausea. And then I told him that I would like to now go inside. Maybe if I present myself to the ACP inside, he will probably take the matter seriously and I'll be sent to the hospital. I went inside, told him whatever went down. He also laughed at me and asked me very rudely to just go sit out. I said, Sir, I don't mind sitting out. I need medical care and attention immediately. Sir, I'm in your police station. Please do something. I was taken out, and after half an hour in their PCR vehicle, I was taken along with four women, a male officer, and a driver, and Gurvansh to some hospital. Some hospital which is just close by to this Bharatpur police station, maybe about in 5-6 kilometer distance. And there I was taken and examined. I thought I'm going to receive treatment, but I was only examined over there with all the hurt marks that were there all along my body. That was scripted down by the doctor. It was all in review. ENT, optimal, or ortho, neuro, gyno, everybody came and checked me, and all the reviews are there present in that some hospital paper with each individual stamp and signatures. Thereafter, from morning 8 a.m. to evening 5 p.m., I kept sitting there. I was just kept on hold, on custody, I would say. By then, I was feeling that I'm under the protection of these four women officers standing. But later, I realized that I was on custody and I was being taken to jail. Again, my question started: what are we being taken to jail for? For self defense? What for? Apparently, it turns out I entered the police station and just beat up everyone, which is why I was taken to jail. I told Gurvansh, I by then told that please call a lawyer. This is not all right. I need an anticipatory bail. This is not okay. The turn of events were not like this. I have done what I have done in act of self-defense because I was choked, because I have been molested, because I have been harassed. And right or wrong, leave beside that topic. I did what I did that was required at that very moment. Thereafter, I was taken to Capital Hospital at around 8:30 p.m. from the Bharatpur police station. Now I was alone in the police PCR with the four other female constables and one male officer, and the driver, the Gurvansh, was not with me. I was taken to Capital. Then I asked the ladies that why am I being taken to Capital? They didn't reply anything to me. Next I knew, I'm being taken to the reception of Capital Hospital in front of a doctor who was asked, rather told by this male officer that please sign this MLC and and the medical paper. Then I again voiced myself over there to the medical examiner, the lady who sat there, that ma'am, such and such thing happened, that I have been beaten up by the police. Kindly, please just take 2 minutes and have a look at me, ma'am, please, please. And all my medical are anyway done by the some hospital. So I don't understand in one particular standing case why there should be two MLCs, because she was also taking out her page of MLC and trying to sign it. So on insisting persistently, she took me aside under the curtain and just raised my jacket a little just to see a few marks here and there. And she wrote her report. I would not be able to tell you accurately because her handwriting was not legible to me as much as I wanted to read and observe whatever was going on. Then what the police officer did tell her was, आप एक बस forwarding लिख दीजिए. And she said, I haven't examined her myself. I can't even do that. They said they insisted on that doctor, आप एक forwarding लिखिए तो. She wrote a medical legal. She wrote a forwarding paper that no serious injuries करके. After that, I was taken to the resident of the magistrate, whom I was supposed to go and ask for anticipatory bail. My lawyer was already there at her residence present, and Gurvansh was already present there. I was taken by the PCR. And on reaching that place, she also did not give me any hearing. She just heard my lawyer for exactly 2 minutes or even under, and she rejected my bail. I was wearing a jacket, the very jacket which was covered with my blood. She didn't have a look at me after continuous pleading by my lawyer. Please have a look at her. The victim herself is here. Please look at her. She did not. She just rejected it. And next I knew that I was being driven from there to Jharpada jail. And when I have arrived at jail, was the news broken to me, not by the police again, by myself, which was the realization that, okay, now I'm going to jail for something that I haven't done. Why? First of all, why this fake medical when my medical was done at some? Why go to capital? Why pressurize the doctor in capital that write it down so and so. She is a medical doctor. She has her absolute rights to examine me and write whatever she wants to. Why was she told to do something? Why were my parents not intimidated? I was going to jail after all. Why was nobody from my family intimidated? Why all of this conspiracy? Why no CCTV cameras in Bharatpur police station? That would have been the most convenient and the first hand report to whatever the situation was. But of course, we will never
Yes.
know because there are no CCTV cameras. All this conspiracy, why? What for? What did I even do? I didn't come with any rods, ammunition. I just came there for an FIR. FIR was not written, rather, I am being molested, I am being harassed, and being thrown into jail. What for, even?
Are you any closer? Firstly, I'm so sorry for everything that you've gone through, and it was really difficult to listen to it. So I can only imagine how horrible and horrific it was for you to experience it. And, when you were describing the police officer who flashed his private parts at you and basically taunted you, what I was able to make out was that he was among the most senior of officials at that police station. Am I correct?
Apparently, he was the IIC that the entire station was waiting for because that is what they kept on saying. Bade Sahab aayenge, aapko sunenge Bade Sahab. But this is what the Bade Sahab did. I guess that is what they were waiting for.
How are you feeling right now, Ankita?
I don't know how to even answer that. I haven't had a second sleep. A second sleep, I would say, in last 8 days. I haven't. My mother is a Parkinson's patient. She is entirely dependent on me, entirely. She is bedridden. That was also my prayer actually at the time with my lawyer in front of the magistrate that, ma'am, you want to keep me in custody, fine. Put 4 people on me, put whatsoever, put me under handcuffs. I will sar jhuka ke go by the law. I am no one to revolt against the law. I am a lawyer myself. I am well read, well traveled. I know my rights. If I know my rights, I also know my duties. Foremost, my duties come, then the rights. So I said, do what it takes. If I am wrong, put me in the custody and all that. But please have a patient hearing because after all, I am a human with human rights and fundamental rights. Just don't quash them. Just don't violate all of them. But nothing, ma'am. Nothing was taken into consideration.
When I said, how are you feeling? What I meant was that do you feel overwhelmingly angry? Do you feel scarred? Do you feel sad? Do you feel fearful? Do you feel a mix of all of this? Or do you feel also that the entire military community, in a sense, stood with you? So many people in the country have stood with you. I'm sure there's a gamut of emotions running through your heart and mind right now.
Ma'am, I don't think I still will be able to put it in words. What do I feel as you ask me a very precise question? I'm sorry, I won't be able to give you a precise
I
answer.
understand.
But what I do feel has been a hyperbola on a graph from feeling enraged to what and why did it happen to me? There were all these questions. There are still questions in my head that what did I do that this had to happen to me? Why? Why even? And second of all, of course, I am overwhelmed with especially this entire situation, how the media is now running it, the narrative about my character. I mean, anyway, I have faced so much and been through so much. It is no one's cup of tea to handle. I know it's my own life. I will have to bear the burden. It's mine. I'm not even asking anyone to share the feeling with me. But share the feeling of being a woman. I'm not the only woman in the entire country. There are many others. So being a woman, if you are so ready just for all these nitty gritty details of my lifestyle and just say that this is how my lifestyle is. So what? So this is what the police officials will do to me.
No, no, absolutely. I think I was going to ask you that there's been a clear attempt to character assassinate you. And I've seen this often in cases of, sexual assault, that there is a kind of victim shaming that goes on. But you would have seen that on social media, there seems to be a kind of organized campaign to release different videos of you. As you said, you were filming them, but they were also filming you. They've also released another video where purportedly they show you kicking at the door of an elevator. They're trying to imply that you were drunk and you were aggressive. And in my opinion, whatever you were or you weren't, it's your personal choice, A, and B, it changes, just let me say my position. The police has to account for violence, abuse, and molestation, irrespective of anything else. Irrespective of anything else. That is my position. But I know it must be traumatic for you to see this very organized attempt to assassinate your character.
Yes, ma'am, as many as my friends or supporters would tell me that these things don't matter. Superficially, maybe I look like it don't matter. It does. It does. Watching myself just being framed like that, in a very manipulative manner. Just 2 seconds and 3 seconds of me doing something over and over and over again. That is not right, ma'am. That is, I mean, I don't know how to react over it. I don't know what to feel about it, ma'am.
Do you worry that there is a narrative or a counter narrative being built because the police has also launched a protest? The retired police officers have issued a statement. You're being, in that horrible way, morally judged, which I think is absolutely
Honest,
unacceptable.
ma'am, to be honest, I'm just steadfast and my focus is only about my complaint and the justice being brought to me. What who anybody else, other agency, organization are doing, I would not know, and I really don't want to even know because my aim and focus is just about what really happened and how the course of action the law will take. Because my entire faith is always with the judiciary and with all the pillars of this country, whether it be executive or legislative or judiciary.
You have met with the chief minister. Have you been assured justice, institutional justice?
Yes, ma'am. The Honorable Chief Minister has told me that a judicial inquiry be initiated, ma'am.
Let me ask you, Ankita, in the end, as I mentioned in my introduction, you are the daughter of a soldier. You're in a relationship with a soldier. Your father served in Kargil. The military community, in fact, the first way I found out about what had happened to you was through my, through friends in the army. And the military community in particular has been very upset. I've been seeing some very powerful videos by young women who are Fauji girls saying that this is what the Forge stands for. This is what we were taught. We were brought up to be strong women. I want you to talk a little bit about what's happened here, because the fact is that at some point the police knew that Gurvansh was a serving army officer, and that did not stop them from doing what they did next. And I'm sure there's a larger sentiment about that you went through as well.
I'm saying that whatever you just enunciated clearly just showed that dadagiri, and that's the prime and exact word that I want to use against those 7 people now. You wear a uniform, you have duties coming with that uniform, you have responsibilities with that uniform, and it's just not to flaunt around that I am so and so. No, it's not. Me telling over there that I am a lawyer was not a flaunt. Me telling them a lawyer was that I know things, I know my rights, I know what you're doing is wrong, and that is what enraged them. That is what made them beat me up. But why? What for?
Yeah.
Having a voice is a problem because I'm a woman. Is that so?
Yeah, absolutely. Last word to you, Ankita. What would you like to say? Are you determined to fight this through? What would you like to say to other women who may have found themselves in your position at one point or the other?
Ma'am, as you just brought out about my background from the military, ma'am, I have been raised in gangs. They are really, cut off from the main state. So from the very childhood, we know we are survivors, right? And we are we are taught, not trained, because I am no army personnel. We are taught, we observe and we learn that watch no wrong, fight till the time that wrong becomes right, whatever the cost may be. So that is our proud medal that we wear. It's no complaint. That's a proud medal that we wear because that is where our confidence comes from. That is where our fight comes from. That is how we are survivors. Every individual from whether the Indian Army, Air Force, or the Navy, the children brought up in that particular environment, they're all fighters and survivors, ma'am, and I can vouch for that. So if having a voice is the very problem, I don't see it as a problem. That that my voice is my identity and the pride. And leaving beside my background from the army, I'm a lawyer now. I'm a lawyer first. And that is what my training is. That is what my practice was. Fight for the wrong, whatever the cost may be. And right now, the cost the nation, everyone has put it, it's just my character. I was anyway laying down naked in that PS. So I don't think I have much more to lose than I already have, mentally, physically. And that scar is my burden to bear, and it will remain with me forever, forever. I come out strong because I know I have to look after myself in this world. So just because my voice is crystal and it holds affirmation, I don't think I'm in any wrong, man. This is what I have been taught, to fight against any wrong till the time it is right, whatever the cost be.
But there are also so many people standing with you, shoulder to shoulder.
Yes,
I'm so
ma'am.
sorry that you're.
And I'll forever be grateful till the end of my life for the support that I have, man. Who understand me. It's just not a bias support or anything. They have understood the situation. They know the truth, because at the end, only truth prevails and nothing else does.
And you're determined to fight this to the end?
Absolutely, ma'am.
I'm so sorry. You seem so heartbroken, and I can only begin to imagine what you're feeling right now.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, Ankita, for sharing what happened to you with us.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. God bless, and may you get justice.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Thank you.
It's great to see you here. Thank you for watching our work. If you haven't subscribed yet, don't forget to click the bell icon and subscribe to Mojo Story and support independent, robust journalism.